everybody. I'm Colleen Lopez. We have a big night planned for you because Andrew Lessman is here with his final day of the birthday visit that happens every single July during our 41st birthday. And we have something really exciting and special coming up at the stroke of midnight. We can give you a little peek at it now. If you'd like to get a head start, you'll get all the information coming up in 1 hour from now at midnight Eastern time. But it is the Marine Collagen Peptides. This is a product that is really remarkable. It's a remarkable product. It's a beauty product. It's a health product. It has so many great things combined with this unique formula of marine collagen peptides with MSM. Hi, Andrew Lessman.
Hi.
Good to have you back.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Final day until October.
Final day for more than 3 months.
Wow.
So we're going to be busy creating all sorts of new exciting things for the end of the year. But what's most important, this is the last opportunity during a visit. All my products go on special purchase pricing. So if there's any product you're getting close to needing to reorder, it's better to order it now because in a couple of days it goes up to its regular Hsn price, just so everyone knows. But in terms of marine collagen peptides, what's remarkable about this product or this ingredient, and I was just looking at the numbers before I left my room, before I came on. And if you look at the amino acids that make up any protein, if you look at human, say, protein structure, and you look at the protein structure of other animals, there's significant variation in the amino acid composition of those proteins. What's remarkable, if you look at the protein, the peptides that we use here that comes from fish, it's almost the exact amino acid composition of human skin and human connective tissue, human collagen. That's why marine collagen was the original subject of research. Actually, long before they broke down the amino acids, the original subject of research about 100 years ago in Japan. But if you look at the science today, the reason why marine collagen peptides has the science that it has is because these marine collagen peptides are such a perfect match for our collagen. And most of us don't realize that collagen is the predominant protein in our body. Even if you look at something like the heart, obviously the heart is a muscle, but the structure of the heart, the chambers of the heart, the valves of the heart, the architecture, the function of the heart, yes, the pump requires musculature. It's collagen that's creating all that structure. That's the composition, the valves of our heart, the chambers of our heart, the lining of our heart. So I could say the same about skeletal muscle. I could say the same about bone. I could say the same about our skin, because the healthy collagen structure of our skin is skin that's less inclined to wrinkling. So, and of course, when we talk about joints, you can't talk about joint structure without talking about the collagen matrix that's necessary to integrate the structure of our joints. So when you talk about collagen, you're talking about the predominant protein in our body, and as such, you're talking about something that plays a major role in structures and organs in our body, that as that collagen cross-links, as it loses its elasticity and its organization, that's the aging process as we know it, whether we're talking about wrinkling, whether we're talking about cellulite. These are the sorts of changes in collagen that make these things more apparent to us. So we'll talk about that at midnight, but just that was a quick sneak peek. And the other thing I'll talk about throughout the day, there's absolutely no doubt that we have lowered the price of our collagen over the decade or more. A lot of companies only recently discovered it. It's become very popular in the last year or two. For us, more than a decade. Unfortunately, because of that popularity, I know that the price of this, the regular price of this, is likely going up 25% in the coming months, and that's unavoidable, unfortunately.
Here we go. So again, stay tuned. You'll get more details on that coming up at midnight. You might want to get an early start. Get those orders placed now. You can beat the rush. It's really a remarkable and exciting product. A lot of us love it, and we look forward to this day in July because one time a year we offer it at the best value we offer all year. So that's going to be coming up about an hour from now, so I hope you'll stay tuned for that. This first hour is what we call a variety hour. We are packed. We have so much to get to because, as I said, this is the last day that Andrew will be here now for the entire quarter. He'll be back in October. So if you need to restock any of your favorites, this is the right time to do it. This first item we're going to talk about is actually, I love this kit because what you're getting is 3 products at one great value.
Yes.
You can do a 30, a 90, a 180, which means you're going to be getting 30 Digest Assure, or if we go to the biggest one, you're going to get 180 Digest Assure, 180 Friendly Flora, and 180 of the aloe vera. Or you can do the 90 or the 30, whichever. But how fun that you put all three of these great products into one kit. So it's a huge savings. If these are things you're taking anyway, perfect time to stock up is now. But these are products that, again, we're all kind of familiar. A lot of us, I take several of these. I love Digestive Assure anyway, so it's a nice way to stock up and get the benefits of your Friendly Flora as well as your aloe vera.
A lot of folks take one of those products, and it's just a great opportunity to try all three or to reorder all three. Obviously, on the large size, 180 times 3, there's 540 capsules. So what you're talking about is on each of those products. Not everyone takes them every day. I take Digestive Assure when I eat a large meal. I take Friendly Flora every day. I take aloe vera when I'm eating things that might be a little more sensitizing to my stomach, or if I've eaten large meals, because aloe vera is incredibly soothing, remarkably soothing for our stomach. So what we're trying to do with a product like this is introduce everyone to comprehensive natural support for our digestive system. We're accustomed, or very familiar with all the other ways to either support or treat our digestive system. These are not drugs or medicines. Aloe vera is just Mother Nature's most, I look at it, the most soothing ingredient to deliver to our digestive system. Our Friendly Flora, we don't have a healthy immune system. We can't have a healthy digestive system that functions normally. We can't be regular without a healthy complement of probiotics, a healthy complement of Friendly Flora. Digest Assure, the most basic, but perhaps the most remarkable of all the products we make. It's vegetarian-based, so it doesn't contain ox bile or pig bile or enzymes that come from animals. These are natural plant-based enzymes, and they're enzymes that are the only way we are able to digest food. Our body secretes enzymes. That is how we're able to digest food. Otherwise, we could never extract the nutrients we eat, or the nutrients from the food we eat. So when we eat proteins and carbohydrate and fiber, our body's able to break that down into small constituent molecules that are then absorbable and we could benefit from. That digestive work is incredibly complex, and it's no wonder that most of us over the course of our lifetime struggle with our digestion. So Digest Assure, it is the most simple, straightforward, the most comprehensive, and I think powerful of all the digestive products we make. So here you get the full complement. You get the probiotics without which a digestive system can't function. You get the digestive enzymes that are necessary to digest food in the first place, and then you get aloe vera, because we sort of assault our digestive system from time to time. Sometimes we're not kind, and aloe vera is a wonderful soothing molecule.
And one thing I should point out here, there are only a few hundred in each choice, so we don't have thousands of this at all. Just to show you real quickly before these are gone or before we have to go, a 30, a 90, a 180. Here is the regular Hsn Pricing, huge savings for our birthday. $91 off the 180 count. And remember, you're getting 180 capsules of each product, the aloe vera, the Digest Assure, as well as the Friendly Flora. 180 of each for $99.90. 90, you can see where you're saving 62. So across the board, you are saving. Here, you're definitely saving more than you're spending. Here, you're pretty close, $91.80 off. So take advantage of FlexPay. Everything is on free shipping and handling, and it's a chance for you to have products that you will love having on hand, whether you take these every single day, and a lot of us do. A lot of us take our Friendly Flora every day. I'm like Andrew, I like to keep Digest Assure on hand. It's a wonderful product to help you digest things that you might already know when you have challenges digesting certain types of foods, or if you eat a big meal. It's so wonderful to give your body what it needs to help break down those enzymes. And then on top of that, you're also getting the aloe vera, another product. You may choose to take it every day, but it's very soothing for your system. So I think these are really three partners that work beautifully together.
And what I'll do, I'll open all three capsules. Typically, when you get a nutritional supplement, dietary supplement, they're usually tablets. Tablets require digestion. They're basically small rocks, and they're made to be dense small rocks. That's the least expensive way to make them. We go about doing things in a way that's more expensive, but it's better. The products, the powders are pure. All you're getting in the Digest Assure, all you're getting are enzymes, nothing else. In Friendly Flora, all you're getting are probiotics and prebiotics, nothing else. And when you're talking about aloe vera, all you're getting is pure aloe vera. So each capsule is a pure powder, and you could see just, I mean, it's like dust. And that's so it can immediately go to work, because for all of these to work, they have to immediately mix, as you can see here, again, like dust.
Wow.
They have to think about it. They have to immediately mix with the contents. It's such a small capsule, it's hard for my big hands to pick it up.
So easy to swallow, they never repeat on you, they will not upset your stomach.
As you can see, again, like dust. So all of them share those properties that we make sure with digestive products, they need to mix with the digestive contents and go to work. So if they're going to be some tablet that's going to resist digestion, and that's all a tablet is an obstacle to digestion. It's sort of ironic. If we're struggling with digestive issues, why would we introduce a tablet that tends to be disturbing and disruptive to our stomach anyhow, upsetting to our stomach? And that tablet requires digestion, but we're taking it in the first place because we're struggling with digestion. So it makes no sense at all, and that's why all of our products are 100% pure and delivered in an ultra-fine powder, and there's no better example or better place for that than with digestive products.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. 500 have been spoken for. We have fewer than 1,000 total available, so choose the size you'd like. Remember, you get all three in that size. So for example, 180 cap means you are getting 180 of each of those three products. But we're gonna keep moving here because it is in a variety hour, which means we have a huge assortment of wonderful products. Some of our favorite Andrew Lessman products are gonna be featured over the course of the next couple of hours. And because it is the final day of the birthday, it's time to stock up.
I was going to read some reviews on the Digestive Kit, but we didn't get to it, so
I know,
that's
we
okay.
didn't, unfortunately, but if you had a minute, over 90% of the reviews on hsn.com on that product are perfect 5-star. So if you have a minute to go check it out, I think you will be very impressed when you see what people have to say about DigestAssure and all the other products.
Between DigestAssure, between aloe vera and our probiotic, our friendly flora products, I think there's close to 2,000 reviews, and as Colleen said, over 90% positive.
All righty. Moving along, coming up next to one of my new favorites. I recently received my first order of the Acetyl L-Carnitine. I had not been taking this, but after working with Andrew last visit, I had a chance, like many of you, to really become engaged and learn more about it. It's pretty cool.
Before we talk about the special pricing, and the price on this has dramatically come down over the last couple of decades, dramatically, but those of you that ordered recently, this product, we were totally sold out, totally back ordered. We're going to be getting that in as soon as possible. So this product, when you order it, it will literally be made right now and will be delivered to you within the next week or two. So usually we get things to you very quickly. This, because of the unexpected demand for it, it'll be a little bit of a delay.
And also because we had a surprise visit in June.
Yes.
And so we sold the July supply
disappeared
in June, but it's worth the extra week or two to get it. You will absolutely love this product. We're gonna learn all about it in a minute. Let me just show you what the choices are real quickly for the birthday. It's 60, 120, 240, or 360 count. $59.90 if you take one a day, that's a year supply for $60. So here's your savings across the board. And you know, it's funny because when I think one of the reasons that I wasn't taking this is because when I hear carnitine, I know that you used to sell a liquid form of carnitine, and you think of that as something that you take primarily when you're working on burning fat, you're working on weight loss, which this can help with that, but this is a whole different ball game when we talk about acetyl L-carnitine.
And interestingly enough, it's one of those funny, for me maybe funny, maybe not for others, but when it comes to biochemistry, you'd think that pure carnitine would be the best way to deliver carnitine. But in fact, acetyl L-carnitine is the best way to deliver carnitine. And carnitine is a molecule that in our body plays a very important role. Fat is obviously stored in one location, and say in our cells, fat is going to be burned or oxidized in another location, in our mitochondria. It requires that fat be moved or translocated. And what's responsible for doing that is an enzyme that's called carnitine acyl transferase. Carnitine, we're talking about carnitine. Acyl, referring to a fat, and transferase, it's an enzyme that transfers or moves something. So that's why when you speak about carnitine, it's hard to avoid speaking about its role in fat-burning metabolism. And if you are doing the correct things for fat burning, and of course that's modifying our diet most importantly, also exercising, trying to stimulate fat-burning metabolism, but what's really exciting about carnitine acyl transferase is, or carnitine acetyl L-carnitine, is the role that it plays in our brain. And originally, this ingredient was introduced in our memory and brain product. And it was very, very expensive. But the wonderful thing is that carnitine acyl transferase today is less than a quarter of the price that it was 10 years ago. And it's less than our pure carnitine was. So we've actually eliminated our liquid carnitine because this has become so much more affordable. So again, it's an ultrafine powder in a capsule, as I could open it right here. And, oh, but what's interesting about this, I mentioned this the last time, we're actually working on this material. This is a material that we're here in the studio, it's a powder and it's a fine powder, but it's granular. It's almost like snowflakes. And it's very, very, very difficult to encapsulate. So in fact, after the recent shows we did where I opened the capsule like that, I sent an email to our people in production, our folks in production, asking them if this was difficult to encapsulate as I thought it should be. And I got an affirmative response that it is. So we're going to try to make it even easier to encapsulate in the future.
Yep, so along with, again, the fat burning function here, we're talking about, when I read the notes on this, it is so exciting when you start reading about the benefits. Provides a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients required for optimum memory, concentration, and mental acuity. So again, along with the fact that it helps your body burn fat, on top of that, it is enormously important for brain health and brain function. So that's why I think a lot of us are excited to know that in that one little capsule, there are so many incredible, incredible benefits. And the best part, you are getting it at a birthday price today. If you take one a day, that's a year's supply for $60, $59.90.
Well,
so this is affordable as we've ever seen you offer.
For a lesser quantity, when we were talking in the past of 250 milligrams of carnitine, that costs significantly more than this, you'd be talking about 60, 70 cents a capsule, at least. Today, you're talking about a little bit more than a dime a capsule for carnitine acyl transferase. So it's just exciting to get a molecule that normally would have been so expensive in the past. And it's sort of, speaking about marine collagen peptides potentially going up in price, most of my products, whether it's CoQ10 or carnitine acyl or acetyl L-Carnitine, our price has gone down significantly over the years, CoQ10 by about 90%. So this is an opportunity to get an ingredient that in the past was truly expensive and now has become, even at 500 milligram potency, has become extremely affordable.
That's it. And we only talk about this for a few minutes also. There are a few hundred left in each of the sizes, depending on which size you'd like us to send you. Try it, you will love it. You know, when you shop at HSN, you have an unconditional money-back guarantee. Virtually every single one of Andrew's products becomes a customer pick. People love to share their experiences, so if you ever have a minute and you see a product that interests you, it would be really worth your while to go read some of the reviews, because people love to share when they discover something that really works. This is, when I hear and learn about this product from Andrew, this is about energy. This is a product that you feel a sense of energy when you take it. Energy for your brain, energy for your body, because fat burning takes a lot of energy. And all the brain functions we talk about take an enormous amount of energy. And as we get older and our poor little aging brains, you know, they need that extra supply of energy. And that's what acetyl L-Carnitine can help all of us with. And that's why you should try it. If you're tempted at all, as I said, I recently really paid attention and learned about it from you. And I thought, you know what? This is a really cool product. I asked you after the show, I said, should I be taking this? You said,
absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, and what I want to do is just, I'd read some reviews the last time, but I didn't read any of the scientific charts. And there's some really great quotes in the science that, again, this is not a drug, this is not a medicine, but it's a molecule that's extremely important to the function, the energetics of our cells, especially the cells of our brain. So we'll just go through these quickly. From the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, the major finding and new discovery of the present study was that ALC, that's acetyl L-Carnitine, what we're talking about here, supplementation, so ALC supplementation, what we're talking about, can beneficially affect the severity of both physical and mental fatigue. ALC treatment restores altered neurochemical abnormalities, cerebral energy metabolites in ischemia and aging, and in particular, ammonia-induced cerebral energy depletion, just the changes that might occur in our brain associated with aging. Acetyl L-Carnitine offers neuroprotective benefits and improves mitochondrial energetics and function. Some of ALC's proposed neuroprotective benefits involve improved mitochondrial energetics. Mitochondria is where all the energy in our cells are created, in all our cells, and function. Antioxidant activity, stabilization of membranes, protein and gene expression modulation, and enhancement of cholinergic neurotransmission. And that's because it affects acetylcholine availability as well, which acetylcholine, acetyl L-carnitine, same first name. Subjects receiving ALC showed a decrease in both mental and physical fatigue and an increase in physical activity. Metabolic brain disease, that's an interesting medical journal. Results of this study, again, this is not treating disease or anything like that. Results of this study revealed that subjects receiving ALC showed a decrease of cognitive deficits and an improvement in the domains of attention, learning, psychomotor speed, visuoconstructual skills. That's how we visually relate, our brain relates to visual input, and the ability to remember previously learned information. Again, it's not a drug for treatment of dementia or anything like that, but we all want to give our brain the tools necessary to age as gracefully as possible. From the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences, acetyl L-carnitine is an endogenous substance. It's meant to be made internally, that acting as an energy carrier at the mitochondrial level controls the availability of what I was saying before, acetyl L-CoA. So whether it's acetyl L-CoA, acetyl carnitine, again, these are molecules that are critical to the functioning of our brain and the functioning of cellular metabolism. ALC has a variety of properties that exhibit restorative or even protective actions against aging processes and age-related memory changes. From molecular psychiatry, acetyl L-carnitine contains carnitine and acetyl moieties. That's why it's relevant to acetyl-CoA and also acetylcholine, both of which have biological properties. Carnitine is important in the beta oxidation of fatty acids. You actually can't beta oxidize fats without it, and the acetyl moiety can be used to maintain acetyl-CoA levels. Again, from the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences, we'll just do a couple more. ALC has been considered of potential use in age-related memory changes because of its ability to serve as a precursor for acetylcholine. So acetylcholine, also acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA has more intermediary metabolism, energy metabolism in all our cells. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter, and carnitine is what's necessary to transport fat. So multiple roles. Other reported neurobiological effects of ALC include modulation of brain energy and phospholipid metabolism, cellular macromolecules including neurotropic factors and neurohormones, synaptic morphology, and synaptic transmission of multiple neurotransmitters. One more. And these are just quotes from the research. Studies with ALC in animals have demonstrated its facility to maximize energy production and promote cellular membrane stability, particularly its ability to restore membranal changes that are age-related. And one of the best attributes of ALC is its ability to pass the blood-brain barrier. Our brain is such a precious organ and precious structure that there's literally a barrier that limits the kinds of molecules, the size and type of molecules that are allowed to enter the brain. It's a good thing when you're young. It's sort of a problem almost when we're older, because our brain, the isolation of our brain becomes a bit problematic as we get older. But ALC has no difficulty accessing the brain and therefore playing the multiple roles we just discussed.
All right, over 1,100 ordered. With everybody ordering, there's a few more than 1,000 total left. So all sizes still here, but I would encourage you to order yours now because that is definitely getting limited. So we are going to keep things moving. It's fun to talk about that. I would love to talk longer, but it's so limited at this point, and we do have a lot to get to. Very often, one of the questions people ask, especially if they're new to Andrew Lessman products, is, what if I only want to take one thing? What if I only want to take one capsule a day? A lot of us take a lot more than one capsule a day. I am on a vitamin regimen. I take vitamins throughout the day. I'm on most of Andrew Lessman products. To me, I love it. It's worth it to me. I feel fantastic most of the time. I'm grateful that I've discovered a way to just live a better life and a healthier life. So I think a lot of you feel the way I do. However, if you are a person who only wants to take one vitamin, one capsule a day, this is Andrew's Essential One. One of the things that really is important to note about this, because there's a lot of other vitamin brands out there that tout the fact that all you have to do is take one of theirs a day. Well, if you compare what Andrew Lessman puts in his capsule compared to every other one-time-a-day vitamin on the market, you will be blown away. There's no comparison, there's no contest to what you get in that one capsule compared to everything else out there. Let me show you what the choices are for our birthday. As you know, we're celebrating, so everything is birthday pricing, everything's free shipping and handling. We have flex pay on the larger choices for you, but here you go. Almost a year's supply, 360 capsules, you're a little over $100. $109.90, $40 off. So not too bad. At $109.90, you have your whole year's supply of your one a day, your Essential One vitamin. You can do 180, which would get you through 6 months. You do 60 if you want to do a 2-month try-me, or you want to do a 1-month try-me, you can order the 30 count. Here's your birthday pricing one more time. And the best part about this is if you have a minute to go read those reviews, the average out of Perfect 5 on this product is 4.7 out of Perfect 5. So there are literally, out of 3,200 reviews, there are over 3,000 of those are excellent. Out of 3,200 reviews, 2,750 are Perfect 5, and another 269 are 4 stars. So that's pretty great odds when you think about it. Over 3,000 great reviews out of 3,200 reviews.
I think about 95% positive reviews.
Indeed. Yep.
And I did something here. We just had some of the tableted vitamins. And I just tried, it's kind of like the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, kind of violet. So those are,
and of course, those are artificial colors.
They're all, without exception, artificial colors. And the irony is, we've talked about my turmeric product, my berberine product, even our fruitful antioxidant product. The natural products I make, if I wanted to make a tablet like that, I could make a tablet that's just as pretty as that using natural colors. So it just troubles me that healthy products would be made, supposedly healthy products, would be made using artificial colors. Also, we talked about my digestive products. When you put ingredients into the form of a tablet, and what we're talking about here are multivitamins, multiminerals. We all know what minerals compressed into a dense mass are called.
Rocks.
Exactly.
Jay King was selling a bunch of beautiful rocks before
and I was commenting.
He was commenting all the natural, beautiful colors of those rocks, and how insane it is that they put all these fake colors in rocks that they expect us to swallow.
In fact, the funny thing is, the natural minerals in Jay's gemstones are much prettier than those tablets.
It's true.
But so it's sort of ironic that, because again, Mother Nature gives us all sorts of wonderful, it's just more expensive, wonderful, colorful tools. Also, I don't think Jay is recommending that when you get tired of wearing it, that you swallow it. Yes. I don't think it, and there's probably no instruction that comes with it. Don't swallow these. Yes. But again, I'm joking, but it's really. Almost bizarre that we actually are joking about this. That again, when you look at my product, and I'll open the capsule here, and we put a great deal of material. Most people think because I make a small, easy to swallow capsule that that there's not much in there. But
it's hard to digest something that hard.
Oh no, but that's why the most common, well, you won't find a review on my multivitamin that talks about stomach upset, but you couldn't find a reviewed multivitamin in a tablet that doesn't talk about stomach upset. And anyone, myself included, who's ever taken a multivitamin in a tablet, you understand that. They're more difficult to swallow because they're rock hard. They're difficult on the stomach. They're difficult to tolerate because what happens? They take an extended period of time if they're going to disintegrate and digest and dissolve. Hopefully they do, but it's an extended period of time. Your stomach's a vessel. So what happens, that tablet is sitting on the lining, irritating the lining of that vessel. My product, this capsule disappears in a matter of moments. That ultrafine powder is designed to go into solution instantly, so it disperses itself instantly. And that's an obvious solution. If you were making vitamins for yourself, you'd never contemplate making rock hard tablets. You wouldn't do that to yourself. You wouldn't subject your stomach and your swallowing to anything like that. So that's the first difference. The fact also that despite my product being milder, it will never upset your stomach, even if you have an extremely sensitive stomach. And again, I've been saying that since I started making Essential 1 39 years ago. You'd expect, if I've been saying that for 39 years, there'd be thousands of one-star reviews saying this is difficult on my stomach, but as it even says in the label, it's gentle even to the most sensitive stomachs. But we design it that way, that ultrafine powder, the fact that it's pH neutral, it's roughly the same pH as water. So again, you don't have to worry about acidic ingredients. Even the vitamin C in there is calcium ascorbate. It's a natural mineral ascorbate that's pH neutral. So it delivers the forms of nutrients you want, higher levels than any of the leading multivitamins, and also in forms none of them have ever contemplated. Most multivitamins use a synthetic form of B12. Not most. 99.9% of the multivitamins taken in America use a synthetic form of B12. We use its natural coenzyme form, and we protect it. So when you swallow my capsule with B12 in it, it actually benefits you. You actually can absorb B12 from our product because of the unique way it's delivered to you.
There we go. And if you were to read, when you get it home and you read the ingredient deck, there are dozens of ingredients, essential vitamins and minerals that we all should be taking. Unfortunately, we are not getting the proper nutrition we need in the American diet. That's why it is important to supplement with a multivitamin. And if you're going to be taking a multivitamin, this is absolutely head and shoulders above anything out there. I'm always amazed when Andrew shows us the comparison. He'll take the other leading multivitamins on the market and compare what they put in their product compared to what Andrew puts in his product. And it is really an eye-opener to see there is a world of difference. And that's why to get this home, it's one a day. That's all you take, one capsule a day. A year's supply is coming in at $109.90. It's free shipping and handling. Close to 4,000 have been spoken for. This is, I want to remind everybody, the last day of Andrew's visit for the birthday month. Andrew essentially only makes 4 visits a year here to HSN. We did do a little surprise visit in June, which was kind of fun, and that was a last-minute thing that happened. But the point here is that we won't see him again until October. So if you'd like to stock up when Andrew's here during the visit is when you get the biggest savings. Obviously, you have the free shipping and handling, the flex pays. All those extra special things are part of a visit when you're here. So I think a lot of us know this is the time to stock up. If you need to restock your Essential 1, perfect time to do it. If you haven't tried it yet, give it a try. If you have someone in your family you'd like to get going on taking vitamins, but you know that they are finicky, and they're not going to take a whole bunch of vitamins, but you maybe can get them to take 1 in the morning with their orange juice, this is the perfect time to order. You know, I think about that like my father-in-law. My mother-in-law could get him to take one vitamin, he would do it. So if you're the same and you have someone in your life that you know could benefit from taking the world's finest multivitamin, this is the perfect time to order yours.
And what everyone has to realize, with this multivitamin, it's not like a typical multivitamin where you're getting minimum levels of all nutrients, including key nutrients. This multivitamin, for many people, will eliminate the need to invest in separate vitamin D. I tend to take 3,000 or 4,000 IU or so of vitamin D daily, but we start at 2,000 IU here. I've always said the minimum level that anyone should take of vitamin D on a daily basis is 1,000. It really should be 2,000. That's why we start with 2,000. You're getting 250 micrograms of our special B12. That's like a separate B12. If you just looked at the cost of my vitamin D and my B12, you've already paid for the entire product, and the other 24 ingredients you get in this product are essentially free. And just the fact that unlike these other products, other multivitamins, it won't upset your stomach. It doesn't contain artificial colors. It's going to be easy to swallow. It'll be a vitamin that you'll fall in love with. I just figured because the reviews are so compelling, most people who get a multivitamin or an omega-3 product or a calcium product, usually the reviews are horrible because those products are made in a fashion that inherently makes them unpleasant. They're in tablets, makes them hard to swallow. Tablets tend to cause digestive issues and problems. Consumers, if you look even in the drug marketplace, over OTC drugs, consumers prefer capsules. That's why what they often do is they take a tablet, they coat it to make it look like a caplet, because people prefer capsules. So even when they're masquerading it to look like a capsule, even though it's still a tablet. But ours are actually capsules with ultrafine powders that won't upset your stomach. And we'll read a couple of reviews. Some of these reviews are quite eloquent, but hopefully it gives you a sense. Best multivitamin ever. I've always taken vitamins before, but it was in liquid form. Liquid form has inherent limitations. If liquid was better, I would make it. It is not for a long list of reasons, including all the additives and flavors, and the forms can't be proper because they have to be soluble at room temperature and in a sort of a pH neutral solution. So liquids are not a great idea. The manufacturer of that liquid vitamin stopped making it. For years and years and years, I tried to find a vitamin that gave me the same results. All I would find is a tablet that would come out in my stool. Many people say that. One day I was watching Hsn and Andrew Lessman came on. I was fascinated by his knowledge, so I ordered a bottle. After using one bottle, I was hooked. Not only did I have the same results as the liquid vitamins I used to take, it didn't upset my stomach. Plus, my skin was clearer and my energy increased. I love these vitamins so much that I bought my best friend and my sweetie a bottle. I've been taking Essential One for over 10 years. Also, my best friend and my sweetie still take them too, from Laura in Michigan.
Excellent, Laura.
28 days in and love these vitamins. I've watched Andrew off and on for years, but never ordered any of his products until January. I finally purchased these and the immune factors. Love, love, love these. I have more energy again. I have started exercising again too. I'm 28 days into using these and I can tell the difference. They do not upset my stomach at all. I'm not tired and wanting to blow off exercise after work like I had been doing for months and months. Even when I don't get ideal sleep, I'm going strong all day. Thank you, Andrew. I am a believer and now have your presentations on auto record on my DVR. I am going to branch out and try some of your other supplements.
You know, that's pretty great. She's taking one thing, one vitamin a day.
Well, this is where it all starts. This is my foundational product because it also lets you know how different we are as a company in terms of how we go about making our products, that they will be mild and gentle, that they're made to work. They're just not made to full, your doctor might say you have to take a multivitamin or you have to take omega-3. So you take it just because you're told and you really don't see any benefit at all. You just are kind of uncomfortable each time you take it. My vitamins are designed to be a different experience, that you really recognize them as being the best of their kind for whatever product it is you're taking.
That's it.
But we'll never be without it. I've been taking Essential One for a few months every morning, and it's one of many products I take from Andrew Lessman. I love it, and I know I'm reaping the benefits of everything this has to offer. Thank you for everything, Andrew. And by the way, each of the 3 reviews I read use the word love.
Notice that?
Superior formula and value. As an avid fitness and nutrition junkie, I've read a lot of vitamin labels. This is a great formula and a good value. I love that Andrew included vitamin D, one less capsule to buy and swallow. I try to eat pretty well, so I can't say that taking these vitamins turns me into Wonder Woman with energy to spare. I can say that, especially on those days that my diet is less than optimal, I feel this helps to fill in most of the gaps. Oh, and it's not huge like some multivitamins. It's very easy to swallow.
Nice. Best
ever. I absolutely love these vitamins. Again, love. After just 3 days, I can tell such a difference in the way I feel. I have tons more energy and stamina. I feel like I've been shot out of a cannon. I used them a while back and don't know why I did not reorder. They had the same effect on me, but I will tell you now that I will always be taking these. Thank you, Andrew.
Wonderful.
Again, the best multivitamin I've found. I've been taking the Essential One multivitamin for several years. I've tried others, but always come back to this one. It has the things in it I want and in the correct amounts. I trust Andrew Lessman and the science behind this brand. His programs are always educational. You will believe in this vitamin if you take it a week and then miss a day. You will certainly feel the difference from Glendon, Tennessee. One more.
These are great.
What a mistake. When I ran out of my last bottle of these vitamins, I was scared for a second. I purchased some at the drugstore until Andrew was on again. When Andrew is on air, the pricing is great and shipping is free. The drugstore vitamins were so hard to swallow, I didn't even feel normal on them. I will never, ever do that again, regardless of pricing. And again, I think the best chart, I think, Colleen, you have a chart there that shows the breakdown. It might be underneath.
Point. Here we go.
That when you just look at on the large size, because we offer separate levels of each component, when you look at the levels of vitamin D and B12 and calcium, vitamin C, magnesium, and gamma tocopherol, which no one else offers in a multivitamin, you're saving just on a half a dozen ingredients.
If you were just ordering 360 capsules of these, just these, out of, I mean, there's more than 2 dozen different ingredients, but just the vitamin D3, the vitamin B12, the calcium, the vitamin C, the magnesium, the gamma tocopherol, just those, if you were buying them separately, separate bottles of those, you'd be spending $233.48. Understand, that doesn't include everything else. I mean, the list goes on and on here. Biotin, boron, calcium, chromium. I mean, you know, we go on and on here. Folate complex, lutein, lycopene, magnesium, manganese. I mean, it just reads like who's who of vitamins in this one formula. And that's why when you hear those reviews, there are 2,700 like that. Perfect 5-star reviews. And the reason is because, like Andrew said, if you're taking a multivitamin, it's not Andrew's, you probably take it because you know you're supposed to. You know it's good for you, and you know that it's something that can help your health, and your doctor perhaps recommended it. The problem is you're not noticing a difference. You just hope that it's helping and working. This you will notice. You will feel different. You will notice a difference, and that's the Andrew Lessman difference. Is that the reason we take these vitamins is because we love them, and that's why people use love when they're describing how happy they are in all the reviews you get.
And when I think right now we have, with all products, I think we have close to 80,000 reviews.
Wow.
And they average 4.6 stars. And sometimes I'm asked, what if a product gets bad reviews? And if a product gets bad reviews, that's telling me that I'm not doing a good job. So I make that product go away until we could fix it. And it might be our marine collagen that we'll talk about at midnight. Perfect example. When it first came out, it averaged 2 stars. It didn't mix as easily as it should if you wanted to put it in water, even though most people put it in a smoothie. It had a little bit of a fishy taste. We fixed that so well that mathematically it's hard to accomplish. It now averages over 4 stars. Because all of the more recent reviews that came in have basically been 5-star reviews. But I listened to your feedback, and on no product have I listened to the feedback more than on this product that we've constantly improved since we introduced it. And it's one of those products that there's nothing else like it available anywhere in the world. And if you read the reviews on this, as compelling as the reviews are on Essential 1 or my omega-3s or my glucosamine product, the reviews on this product are truly, they're moving. They're passionate reviews of a product that no one expects it to have the powerful impact on their life. And I always talk about the benefit of the benefit. Certainly, benefiting the circulation in our legs, benefiting the swelling in our legs, that's an incredible benefit. But when that results in our having a better quality of life and going about living our lives in a more just engaged fashion, now that's truly the benefit I think we all seek.
Isn't that the truth? I will show you. This is, again, birthday priced. It'll be one of your last chances to see this presented at the birthday price, so I want to break it down for you. People adore this product. It is life-changing, as Andrew said. It is beyond what you could expect. If you are not taking it yet, I really hope you'll try it today. It's a 30, 60, 180, or 360 count. Here is where the pricing normally is after the visit. Here's where the pricing goes. Right now, last day of Andrew's visit, here's where the pricing is: $40, $20, $11, or $6 off, depending on the size you're choosing to order. This is one of Andrew's absolute best-selling products. It's one of our top reorder products from Andrew Lessman. Also at Hsn, it is one of our top reorder products. People love this product. People are impassioned when you read the reviews. It's inspiring when you read the reviews. We oftentimes refer to this as a nurse's product because nurses, you know, we love our nurses. Nurses do an amazing job of taking care of us when we are in need, when we're ill, when we're in a hospital. And the key is they're on their feet all day for their shift, all day. So if you are a nurse, if you are a flight attendant, if you are a teacher, if you're anybody if you work in retail.
Or you sit too much, because...
If you sit or stand a lot, this is your product.
And the reason it was interesting, back when we would take calls during the shows, and we don't tend to take calls during the shows, we'll probably do it on a Monday when we're just answering questions, because when there's always a risk that someone's going to give a testimonial, as in the past, talking about treating a disease and things like that, and that's just not.
We were having to bleep out the callers.
We never had to bleep anything, but it's just something that is just inappropriate.
I see.
It's the nature of food and drug law, but that I don't want people to be making disease claims for products that they're drugs or medicine. So that's why we don't field calls during our normal shows. But at that time, we had just dozens of nurses calling in about this product and its benefits. And probably no one spends more time on their feet than a nurse does. And with this product, I'm always torn between reading the reviews that are so passionate, but reading the clinical science, which is equally passionate. The clinical science talks about the benefits of this product, and it talks about the benefits being incredibly rapid. I mean, which shall I do? Shall I do a little of both? Shall I grab some of the science? I mean, I could just grab a couple of these charts right here.
I mean, the reviews there are over 2,400 out of 2,700 are excellent reviews on this product. So 2,200 perfect 5-star, another over 200 4-star reviews, and that's out of 2,700 total. So
about 85% are 5-star reviews.
That's right.
And well over 90% are 4- and 5-star reviews,
That's right.
are positive reviews. But this, I just grabbed some of the science to give you a sense that the ingredients in this product, I mean, and it makes it, and how could I express this best? As we age, the circulation, so many things change in our bodies as we age. We look older, we move differently, we sense and feel things differently. One of the most apparent things that change as we get older, in all of us, I don't care how active we are, and certainly I'm almost as active today as I was, say, 35, 40 years ago, that no matter how active I am, things change. The circulation, the appearance of my feet, ankles, and calves has changed. But mine, I think, because I use this product, are youthful, and because I remain active and I try to take care of myself. But it's something that changes. And the fact is, our blood vessels, the appearance will change in our feet, ankles, and calves. Inescapable. That's something that's part of the normal aging process. The swelling in our feet over the course of our day, our feet, ankles, and calves, they enlarge. Over the course of our lifetime, they enlarge. That's to be expected. So we could just say, okay, that's just the way it is. I'm not going to do anything about it. But I think human nature, hopefully, we're sort of optimistic. We have a positive outlook. We try to do something about it. We try to stem the tide or push back the clock a little bit, the calendar a little bit, in terms of the impact, the effects of aging, especially when the effects are unpleasant, whether it be visually or physically unpleasant. This is a product that provides that opportunity. The reviews are crystal clear. The reviews are virtually unanimous, and they're not 30 or 40 reviews. There's 3,000 reviews, and I think there are 3,000 reviews, right? There's over 3,000 reviews, most of which, not most, almost unanimously are positive reviews. So I'll just read some science here quickly, because the science is why I make the product. And we have continued to improve the product over the years, but from international angiology, the efficacy was clearly demonstrated. So we're talking about the key ingredient in this product. The efficacy of it was clearly demonstrated with a rapid improvement. You usually don't hear those kinds of adjectives and adverbs in science. Clearly and rapid improvement of functional signs in the first months being maintained until the end of the study. The reduction of ankle and calf circumferences, the size of the ankles and calves, is probably linked to a decrease in plasma filtration through capillary walls. That's just leakage. That's as we get older, the health of those blood vessels, their functional characteristics are not as good. They're leaky. And that's what it is. It's sort of as we get older, things don't work as well. This fact confirms the positive role of diosmin with hesperidin on tissue microcirculation. Plus, we've added butcher's broom, which just enhances it even more. The use from the International Journal of Microcirculation, the use of diosmin with hesperidin has been shown to improve venous tone, the tone of our blood vessels, microvascular permeability, lymphatic activity, and microcirculatory nutritive flow. Those characteristics are why it can reduce the swelling and enlargement of blood vessels and the swelling of those tissues. From angiology, pharmacological and clinical studies demonstrated the comprehensive mode of action of diosmin with hesperidin. It increases venous tone, it improves lymph drainage, and it protects the microcirculation. I should probably read some reviews too, but I would encourage you, if your circulation or the appearance of the blood vessels, the appearance of your feet, ankles, and calves today aren't what they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago. If you're 85, 90, 95 years old and you think, this product can't help me, I'm too old. The best reviews, the most passionate reviews come from those who are even older. So it's something that works at all ages because we all share that same basic fundamental anatomy and the challenges that come with these blood vessels, that gravity wants to hold fluid down there. Our heart is pumping fluid in that direction, and the only way it gets it back up is by pumping more behind it, basically. So it's just a challenge that's to be expected, but I think what's unexpected is that you can make a difference.
All right, I know we have to wrap this up. We would love to talk about it longer, but we have several items to get to before midnight. Midnight's in 12 minutes.
And the pricing on this goes up dramatically.
Yeah. Exactly. And this is, again, last day of Andrew's visit, so definitely if you need to restock circulation and vein support, this will not be offered as a Today Special until next year, until 2019. So this is the next best thing. If you'd like to order it, this is the best time to do that. But we do want to move along here. Coming up next, we're going to talk about another favorite of many. This is Andrew Lessman's turmeric product. Also great birthday pricing for you, and free shipping, of course, on everything, and FlexPay on the larger choices. So I'll show you what your choice is today. You can do either a 30, a 60, a 120, or a 240 count. Here is the regular Hsn pricing. Here is the birthday pricing for today. And then here are your savings across the board, 40, 20, 12, or $6 off. But the thing that's most exciting about this is that this is a newer product to Andrew's line. You're hearing a lot about turmeric. You hear a lot of buzz about it. There are so many incredible health benefits to really an ancient ingredient that I think more and more people are becoming educated about and realize the incredible benefits of taking this product. A lot of us love it. I love taking this product. And if you Google it and just read about it, read about the health benefits of turmeric, it's kind of mind-blowing when you read what, the benefits that are here by taking that one little capsule.
But the trouble with turmeric, we're certainly learning about the importance of turmeric, but as so often happens in the supplement industry, and I've been talking about turmeric for a long time, I've talked about the digestive and absorptive challenges associated with turmeric, that simply delivering the best standardized extract of turmeric doesn't mean it's going to be absorbable. So you could start, as we do, with a 95% curcuminoid standardized extract of turmeric, arguably the best turmeric extract in the world. But if you simply deliver that, it's not going to be well absorbed. In order for turmeric to be well absorbed, it needs help. The way it's helped in a typical diet is, say, in Asia, when you cook with turmeric, you're cooking with a stew or you're cooking with fat in food. Turmeric complexed with fat overcomes its inherent absorptive problems. So traditionally in India, they always knew how to make turmeric absorbable by cooking it in a stew or with fat, and it gets absorbed or well absorbed. Unfortunately, in supplements, you need to do something. A lot of supplements, in fact, most supplements, if they try to overcome the inherent poor absorption of turmeric, what they do is they add an ingredient called piperine. It's a standardized extract of black pepper. And yes, it can improve the absorption of turmeric, but it also can affect the absorption of drugs and medicines and other things that you don't want to be affecting the absorption of. I prefer to go about this the most natural way possible, and that is to deliver turmeric as they would to take a page out of an Indian cookbook, to complex it with fat. And the fat we complex it with is because turmeric plays a role in the liver, turmeric plays a healthy role in the brain. We take the most important phospholipid to the brain. Phospholipid is a phosphorylated fatty acid. The most important phospholipid for the brain and the liver, phosphatidylcholine. We complex our turmeric with phosphatidylcholine, with PC, and it makes it a couple of dozen times more absorbable than turmeric on its own.
Alrighty, I wish, again, we had more time to chat about it, but we have just a few minutes before midnight.
We'll talk about it more tomorrow, because this is an important ingredient, whether it's, if we're looking for something soothing for our joints, even soothing for our digestive system, for detoxification of our liver, for supportive of our brain. Very important ingredient, but I lingered too long on some of the other products, so we're running out of time.
Alrighty, we're gonna wrap this up. Hold on, a 30, a 60, a 120, a 240. We do have about a few extra seconds to chat about it. Another one, 4.5 out of perfect 5-star reviews on hsn.com. Reminding you, in case you're just stopping in on a Saturday night, you might have been out at dinner. We're so glad you found us, because this is an exciting birthday event, to be sure, and we have lots of things on tap for you, including a today's special. But note that these are the world's finest vitamins. They are made right here in America, in Henderson, Nevada. Every single vitamin is made with solar energy. So the integrity level of how these vitamins are manufactured, plain and simply, cannot be beat. It's best of the best.
We have no, as a company, we have no carbon footprint, and that's something that that I've done for more than 2 decades. That I've always been sensitive to when we make our products that are 100% pure. Other companies don't do that, so we want to make sure that we're not creating other burdens for the planet or the environment when we make our products. So when you're getting the best supplements in the world, they're not just the best in terms of how they treat you, but how they treat the environment, and also how we treat others. With every bottle of my vitamins that you get, we donate 3 bottles of prenatal vitamins. We are in all 50 states. I think we're in 72 other countries. So we're all around the world with our donated prenatal vitamins.
That great? Yep. How many? 32.5 million bottles have been donated.
We're approaching. We're actually approaching. We might have surpassed 1 billion doses.
Wow.
So 1 billion capsules of vitamins around the world, and that's thanks to everyone. So we make sure that we're the kind of company that that you'd want to be proud of, and that's I think it's important it should be important for all of us, that we'd like to know that our products are made responsibly, our products are high quality, but also that the company is going about doing its work in an ethical fashion, and that's what we try to do.
There we go. Okay, I know we have to wrap. We might have a moment to talk about this in greater detail tomorrow throughout our shows.
But again, because I'm not back until the middle of October,
right?
The special purchase pricing goes away. I guess it goes away at midnight tonight. Oh, it goes away to midnight tomorrow night.
Yep. That's exactly right.
So midnight tomorrow night.
Okay, by the way, the monthly special for July is Andrew's Maximum Essential Omega-3. This has been a runaway hit for July. People have fallen in love with this offer and the value, and it's I think a big thing when you talk about people loving fish oil and loving taking a fish oil product, but that is exactly what you will discover when you start taking Andrew Lessman's omega-3 product, because it is the finest fish oil. There is no fishy aftertaste whatsoever, ever. It does not repeat on you. It is the world's finest fish oil. So you are taking if you're going to take fish oil, this is the one you absolutely want to be taking. I'll show you real quickly what the choices are here, because we do have a 30, a 60, a 180, or a 360. Just this month, closing in on almost 20,000 bottles ordered, because it has been the monthly special. So just so far in the month of July, we're not even halfway through the month, and closing in on almost 20,000 bottles spoken for.
This is our best pricing for the year, other than a Today Special, which will be in April of 2019. So the next Today Special is about 9 months away. So just so you know, so this is the best pricing you'll see of the year, because it's a monthly special. One of the most important things, beyond the form of the omega-3s in the capsule, beyond the balance of the omega-3s, that ours are natural form, typical products are not. That little capsule there, it seems like at a great disadvantage. That little capsule, that's ours. That little capsule contains more omega-3s than all of the big capsules next to it. So that's, again, you get more of what you want in the proper form, in the proper balance, no fishy aftertaste. There's no other, you can't find an omega-3 product like it in any supermarket, pharmacy, discount store. They just don't exist like this. And if you're taking an omega-3, you want the benefits of omega-3, the most important of which is DHA. Unfortunately, the typical product focuses on the other omega-3, EPA. Yes, they're both important, but DHA is most important. That's why we uniquely focus on it. The other companies basically make their products based upon an industrial standard. And that industrial production makes more EPA than DHA, so that's why you get EPA rather than DHA.
See, so that's what we mean. This is the formula you want. This is the proper omega-3 that you want to be taking. And the fact that we have it at a monthly special price, I hope it lasts throughout the month, because there's only about 6,000 or a few more than 6,000 bottles left. That's supposed to take us all the way through the rest of July.
Because that might be all that we have. Because I know we were getting low. But again, most of us, whether we talked about our multivitamin earlier, that we've had bad experiences with typical supplements, because typical supplements aren't even manufactured by the company that sells them. They're made by contract manufacturers. So I don't think they have as direct a connection as, say, I have with you, where I read all the reviews, you give us direct feedback about the things you like about our products and even the things you don't like. So I think they just more readily make products that are unpleasant, where I can't make a product that's unpleasant. And we've been making an omega-3 that has eliminated a fishy aftertaste for over 20 years. It was something that used to really disturb me when I'd read reviews or get feedback that was telling me that my product had a fishy aftertaste. So a couple of decades ago, we figured out how to completely and naturally eliminate the fishy aftertaste, eliminate all stomach upset, and give you all the omega-3s that you want in a small capsule, 500 milligrams in a tiny capsule that's roughly half the size of a typical omega-3 capsule.
There we go. Okay, I know we only have about 60 seconds. This first hour flew by. Oh, yep. My goodness. Because it's almost a new day on the East Coast, which means in a minute we're going to be talking about a brand new Today's Special. But this is, and this will not be a Today's Special, by the way, until next year.
April of 2019. And,
yep.
and many of us, whether we're thinking about our triglyceride levels, our cholesterol levels, our blood pressure, our blood sugar, there's only a couple of ingredients that I could say that naturally help to support those levels and help you keep them in that healthy normal range. And that would be omega-3s, that would be coenzyme Q10. So this is one of those ingredients that there's just an abundance of science, thousands and thousands of research studies. And really technically, if you look at what a vitamin is, that it's something that you need that your body can't produce, and if you don't get it, there could be issues, deficiency issues. Omega-3